Hello, beautiful Taurus. Thank you for being here. My name is Jaden, and this is Lighthouse 36. Today I'm doing a general reading for the Taurus Collective. This is for mid-July 2026. All right, let's get started and see what Spirit has in store for you. Spirit, what messages do you have for the Taurus Collective? Overall theme for mid-July 2026. What do you want them to know? Please speak to us through these cards. Openness. Openness. And we've got a full moon there and all the stars around, like the openness of the sky of the universe. Okay, there's like a feeling of expansion here. Right? Spirit, please give us another message, overall theme for Taurus from this deck, please. Overall theme for Taurus, please. What do they need to know? Your cards are jumping out quickly, Taurus. Surrender stress. Whoa, what a beautiful card. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to center. Oh, you're more than welcome to join me, Taurus, grounding ourselves, taking a deep breath, bringing yourself back to your center. Okay. Okay, what else do you want us to know? Let's explore this energy more. You know, it's interesting because the energy of stress, tension is like tightness. And this openness is obviously the energy of being open and expanding. Okay. Let's explore this further. 3 more messages, Spirit, for the Taurus Collective. 3 more messages, please. Queen of Swords. The Hierophant. That's a beautiful card. One more. The 5 of Cups. Okay, let's get some clarifiers. Please clarify Queen of Swords, Spirit. Please clarify Queen of Swords. The Queen of Cups. Please clarify the Hierophant. The 7 of Cups. Please clarify the Hierophant further. Ace of Cups. Please clarify the 5 of Cups. King of Pentacles. Please clarify the 5 of Cups further. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. 5 of Cups clarified by the 5 of Cups again, and the Sun. Very interesting. Double 5 of Cups. Okay, I'm just going to take a few deep breaths and ground myself, and you're more than welcome to join me, Taurus. Just connecting with the cards and with Spirit's messages and with your energy. Wow, the first thing I'm hearing, Taurus, is you've really been put through the ringer, okay? There's something that you're grieving here. If this is an actual person that's passed away, my heart really goes out to you. I am so sorry, and I'm sending you a big virtual hug, okay? I'm sorry about that. And I feel with the 2 5 of Cups here that this may be more than one loss. There's more than one thing you're grieving here. It could be the loss of a job, the loss of someone that you love, the loss of your home. I'm sorry, trigger warning, I'm hearing the loss of your children. I don't know who that's for, but that's very specific. I'm hearing 1 to 2% of you, or 1 to 2 of you. But I feel like there's a domino effect here of some sort. Like something bad happens, then it leads to something else that happened, and possibly even more, but at least 2 things I'm feeling like. Like the example I'm being given for the second time now is, so Spirit really wants me to say it, like maybe you lost a partner or a spouse, or someone that you truly love, and you didn't feel ready to go back to work, but your work has, this policy where you're only allowed to take 1 week off for grievance. Maybe they gave you a few extra days, but you still didn't feel ready to come, and you lost your job because of it. Or maybe you lost your job, and then, you didn't have enough money to pay your rent, and, now you're losing your home. I'm very sorry. You're really going through something, Taurus. If this message doesn't resonate with you at all, please just try one of your other placements. Don't try to force it to fit. And don't get upset with me in the comments. Not all readings are going to resonate with you. Obviously, someone needs to hear this message. And I hope it helps at least one person. I'm feeling like you now have a lot of decisions to make. A lot of decisions need to be made here now, and you're kind of indecisive about what to do. You feel very lost. You feel very lost. Like you don't know who you are anymore without this job. You don't know who you are anymore without this partner in your life. Finances may be tight, now, and you're not sure what to do, where to go, where to turn. And I can see that you've been praying, okay? Praying and asking for help. The good news is, Taurus, good things are coming your way, okay? It's not always going to be this way for you. And how you can start changing this energy is by surrendering your stress, okay? I know that's easier said than done, but try your best, okay, to surrender your stress. One of the things I do when I'm very stressed, and this may help you, I have a little box, like it's a little decorative box, but you could use a regular box. You can use anything, a jar, okay? And I've written inside of it, let go and let God, and so I'll write whatever's stressing me on a piece of paper. Like if something's really stressing me and won't let go, like I've been thinking about it for days and days, and I'll put it in that box and surrender it to God. That really helps me. And about 6 months to a year later, I'll go and clear out the box and I'll read through what I've written, and I'll realize that, the majority of the things were not a concern anymore, and my prayers have been answered. It's easy to forget, so that's a good way to keep track of them. Another way might be, through prayer, which I believe you're doing already. Through, communicating with your spiritual team, with God, Source, spending time with friends who love you, cooking a good meal for yourself, really nurturing yourself at this time, taking hot baths or bubble baths if you can, going out for a walk in the park, in nature, even if you just sit on a bench and just stare out, at nature. It's very healing. Spending time with your children if you have any, or your nephews and nieces if you have any. Trying to do things that bring you joy and get your mind off your troubles. When you start surrendering your stress, okay, things are going to start opening up for you. And so there's a belief here that things are going to start opening up for you, and they will. The sun is going to start shining in your life, so things are not always going to be this way. These two cards here, the sun is the happiest card in the deck. You're going to start feeling re-energized and happy and joyous and blessed. King of Pentacles, your finances, if you're struggling financially, they're not always going to be that way, okay? Perhaps you have to wait until an estate is settled. I know you probably would rather not have to worry, you rather not have the money, you rather the person be there with you, okay? But there's an estate here, or insurance, okay, money coming in. And I know you rather have the person than that money, but it's just a sign that it's not always going to be this way. You're taken care of, and not just you. This is like legacy. This is long term. This is for generations to come as well. Okay, so maybe if you lost your job, you're going to get an even better job that pays you better, so even though this is a tough economic time, even during the Depression, there were people who prospered, or even during COVID, there were companies that prospered. Okay, so it is possible for you to get a job that pays you $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 more. Okay, don't give up hope. Let go of that stress. Surrender the stress you're feeling as much as you can, and focus on openness and expansion. There was this book that I read. He's a famous author. He wrote, oh goodness, I'm not remembering his name. Spirit, if you can help me, I'd really appreciate it. Jack Cornfield. Jack Cornfield is his name, I believe. Thank you, Spirit. One of his most recent, he wrote his most famous book, I believe, is A Path with Heart. But he wrote a book more recently, in a few years ago, and in his first chapter, he talks about a woman who parents lived a distance away. They were becoming elderly. They couldn't live there anymore. She was feeling very stressed, okay? Very stressed because she had a full-time job, a family of her own. She was kind of like in that, what they call the sandwich generation. It's like you have your kids depending on you, and you have your elderly parents depending on you as well. And she didn't know what to do because they lived so far away, but it was becoming obvious that they couldn't live independently anymore before, but they didn't want to leave their home, etc. And she just felt so stressed. And she went for a walk up this hill, and she was on the top of the hill and looking over the city, or the community where her parents lived, where she grew up. And suddenly she had this moment of expansion, of openness, okay? And she realized, I'm not the only one going through this. There's millions of other people experiencing this as well. And that helped her. Helped her feel better about her position and not so alone. She's like, there's millions of other people going through this as well. And she felt a sense of expansion and connection with these other individuals and with the universe. One of the meditations that Jack recommended or suggested to help you feel this feeling of expansion is to take deep breaths in and out. And every time you breathe out, imagine yourself expanding, your aura, the energy field around your body, expanding more and more and more, you know, like until you become a giant and you feel connected with this universe. Oh, I get emotional just thinking about it. Goodness. Just going to ground myself again. Thank you, Spirit. Once you get out of this tense, tight vibrational state, okay, and you start expanding, okay, you're going to be thinking more clearly like the Queen of Swords and more emotionally balanced like the Queen of Cups. You're essentially bringing yourself into balance, okay? There's great wisdom to be gained here with the Hierophant. Great wisdom. You'll become the wise one. And I think you may even be able to help others if that's something you want to do. Once you've gone through this experience and made it to the other side, you'll be able to give wise advice, even if it's just to friends, okay, about it. Maybe grief counseling even. Your cup is about to overflow with the Ace of Cups here. There's a new beginning and lots of abundance and happiness and joy. You will feel happy again. You may feel like you're never going to be happy again, but you will feel joy with time once again and feel re-energized and full of life again and back to, you know, I'm not going to say your old self because you won't be the exact same person after this experience, but even a better version of yourself. Oh, thank you, Taurus. Okay, let's get a couple of messages from the fairies. I'm going to take one message from this deck. I know a lot of people aren't sure about the fairies, if they really exist, but I really believe in the fairies. And there was one really challenging time in my life that I went through, and they really came through for me and helped me. I'm so grateful to them. So this deck is not actually a fairy deck, it's a sacred forest deck, but I feel like the fairies speak to me through this deck. So fairies, do you have any confirmation, clarification, or additional message that you want to give the, sorry, there's something on my desk here, that you want to give the Taurus Collective? Any additional message, clarification, or confirmation? Fairies? Purity. The unicorn. That's just beautiful. You know, unicorns are known to have very healing and magical, pure energy, okay? Very pure souls. I feel like you are too. Very pure soul. You know, the unicorn is here to bring you healing, to heal your heart. You know, you can even do a meditation or imagine yourself touching the unicorn, even its horn, like it kind of bending down in front of you, and you touch it and receiving a healing from the unicorn realm. There's healing taking place here, okay? Very high vibrational healing, very deep healing taking place here. And you'll notice I put it over the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups and the Hierophant energy here, and it's kind of on the Seven of Cups as well. There's healing taking place here, okay? You're being brought into emotional balance. You'll be able to think more clearly. You'll be the wise one. And there's you got the card motivation here. Fairies, what is the card motivation doing here? Let me just pick it up. What is this card doing here? Yeah, I'm feeling like for some of you, you have children, and they are your motivation to get from this to this, okay? To get from this and this to this. They're your motivation to this, okay? They need you right now. They're going through their own grieving process as well, and they need you to be strong for them. If it's not children, something else that motivates you. Maybe you're a teacher and it's your students at school who need you, or a counselor and it's your patients that need you to get back to work. Or maybe the world just needs you, to raise your vibration, to help heal the world as well. So it may help you to find some motivation, something that motivates you as well. Maybe it's your health. You had been promising yourself, that you were going to get fit. And, now's finally the time for you to start doing this. Before, like if you've lost your job, before you go back to a new job, get in the routine now. Something motivating to you. Or maybe reading inspiring books. I'm being asked to share the book. Oh goodness, Anita Morjani. I think it was published with Hay House. Her book. She had a near-death experience. Let me just forewarn you that some people get irritated because she was diagnosed with cancer, and she chose not to go for Western medicine. And like I know I lent that book to someone and they felt kind of frustrated with the fact that, she didn't have to go through all that. Why didn't she go through the chemotherapy, etc.? But that's not the point of her book. That was just her experience, and she's grown since that time, and she understands that it doesn't matter what she chose. Like, she had this near-death experience, and she's come back to share what she experienced, with us. For example, linear, for those of you who believe in past lives, for example, we tend to think of past lives as linear. We live one life and come back. We live another life and come back. But she introduced this concept of we're actually living all our lives at the same time, which just seems like something beyond what the human brain can understand. And when she came back, they started giving her some chemotherapy, which she was so against before, and she realized it didn't matter. Either way, she was going to recover fully, and she had a remarkable recovery. There were so many things she learned with this experience, and so maybe that will help motivate you, or even watching videos online about people who've had people who've had near-death experiences, and this may help motivate you as well if you have had someone who's passed away. Getting a little bit of a taste of what the other side is like through these people's experiences. Whatever it is that may motivate you, find something that inspires you right now and gets you out of your head so you can surrender the stress and open up instead of tightening up. Okay, Taurus, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did and found it helpful, if you did, please be sure to show this channel some love. In the meantime, I'm wishing you all the very best on your journey and sending you so much love. Bye.